Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Code with Us. In this video, we are going to discuss about the variables and data types in Java. Let's start. What are variables? A variable is a container which holds the value while the Java program is being executed. Means a variable is a name of a reserved area located in the memory. Now for example, let's see int data equals to 20. Here the data is a variable. Okay, the integer type data which is holding the value of 20. Now the data is a variable here. Okay, now let's see how many types of variables are there. There are mainly three types of variables: local variable, instance variable, and static variable. Instance variable. What is an instance variable? An instance variable is that if the value of a variable is varied from object to object, such type of variable is nothing but instance variable. Okay, that means for every object, a separate copy of instance variable is created. And the scope of the instance variable is exactly the same as the scope of the object, because instance variable are created at the time of object creation and destroyed at the time of object destruction. This is very important. That means at the time of object creation it is uh, created, and at the time of destruction of the object it has been destroyed. And one more point, we can conclude that objects are stored in heap area, so that instance variable are also stored in the same memory area or heap area. Okay, now comes to the next one, static variable. If the value of a variable is not varied from object to object, such type of variable is called a static variable. That is, only one copy of the variable is created at the class level and shared by each object or every object of that class. And the scope of static variable, we can conclude that the scope of a static variable is exactly the same as the scope of the class, because static variable are created at the time of class loading and destroyed at the time of class unloading. And we can also conclude that classes are stored in method area, so that static variables are also stored in the same memory area or method area. Okay, static variable is very easy. It is included in the scope only of the class. Okay, nothing else. Now comes to the next point, local variable. Sometimes to meet a temporary requirement, we can declare a variable inside a method or a block or constructor. Such type of variable is called a local variable. And the scope of local variable will be created while executing the block in which it will declare. Once the block execution is completed, automatically the local variable will be destroyed. So we can conclude that the scope of a local variable is the block in which it is declared. Okay, we will come to a brief discussion when we will be doing some of the programs. We will be going through each one of them. Now come to the next topic, or first I am to show you an example. Okay, instance variable, static variable, and local variable. In this example, see, a class has been declared and data types have been declared. See, int data equals to 50. It is a instance variable. Okay, that is a variable declared inside the class but outside the body of the method. You will see here the body of the method, that is void method. The instance variable is declared outside the method, and so it is called instance variable. And a variable which is called static is declared as static. It cannot be a local one. Okay, A static variable is always declared with a keyword static. And the local variable, it is declared inside the method. In this example, in n equal to 90 is a local variable, a variable that is declared inside the body of a method. Okay. So as I have told earlier that I will be going through all these things while doing the programs. Okay. Now comes to the next topic, data types. Data types specify the different size and values that can be stored in the variable. There are two types of data types. There are two types of data types in Java, mainly the primitive data type and the non-primitive data types. Now, primitive data types. Java defines 8 types of primitive data types. That includes byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, and boolean. The primitive data type are also commonly referred to as simple types. And one other type is there, non-primitive data types. The non-primitive data types includes classes, interface, and arrays. In this tutorial, I will discuss about the primitive data types, and the non-primitive data types I will be discussing in the next video. Okay. Primitive data types. The name primitive data types with width and range I have given here. Long with a width of 64, int 32, short 16, and byte 8. And here the floating point types that are double and float. Double with bits with 64 and float with bit width 32. Now primitive data types are further classified into 4 groups. Okay. Integers, floating point numbers, characters, and booleans. Now in integers, there are 4 integer types: byte, short, int, and long. All of these are signed positive and negative values. Java does not support unsigned positive only integers. Okay. And the width of an integer type should not be thought as the amount of stored or storage it consumes. As I have told earlier, the width of long, int, float. Okay. Now byte. What is byte? Among the 4 integer types, byte is one of them. Byte is the smallest integer type. It is signed 8 type that has a range from -128 to 127. Now, the variables of type byte are especially useful when you are working with a stream of data from a network or file. Okay. Now, the byte variables are declared by the use of the byte keyword. When you will declare the byte variable, you have to declare a keyword before a variable byte. Okay. Short. Short is a signed 16-bit type. Okay. It has a range from -32768 to 32767. And it is a probably the least used data type. Short is not much more important. Okay. Int, the most commonly used integer type is int. It is very important. Variables of type int are commonly employed to control loops to array indexes. Okay. Int, it is very important for going through many things. Okay. When we will be doing the program, we will see each one of them. Okay. Long. Long is a signed 64-bit type, and it is useful for those occasions where an int type is not large enough to hold the desired value. The range of long is quite large. By this we can uh, conclude that in long data type, this makes it useful when big whole numbers are needed. Now for example, here we can conclude that the number of miles that light will travel in a specified number of days. If we are going to do a program like this, then we have to take the data type long, because while calculating it will come a very big value, so long has been needed. Okay. Point types. Floating point numbers are also known as real numbers and are used when evaluating expressions that require fractional precision. Okay. For example, calculations such as square root or mathematical signs like sines, cosine results in a value whose precision requires a floating point type. Okay. In this situation, floating point data types are used. In floating point data types, there are two data types which are classified into two categories, that is float and double. What is float? The type float specifies a single precision value that uses 32 bits of storage. Okay. Now the variables of type float are used when you need a fractional component but do not require a large degree of precision. For example, it can be useful when representing dollar or cents. Okay. And in double precision, as denoted by the double keyword, uses 64 bits of a store value. Okay, or a storage value. In double, all math functions such as sine, cos, square root returns double. So when you need to maintain accuracy over many iterative calculations, or we are manipulating large number of or large valued numbers, double is the best choice over float. Okay. Double, we can basically do the float type in double also, but I will suggest you that always do in a take the data type as double. In many cases double is very important and it gives an accurate value. Okay. Now comes to another type, that is characters. In Java, the data type used to store characters is char. And to understand that, Java uses Unicode to represent characters. Okay. Uh, Although char is designed to hold Unicode characters, but one important thing is that it can be also be used as an integer type on which you can perform arithmetic operations. For example, uh, you can add two characters together or increment the value of characters variables. Okay. And another type is, we come at the last, is booleans. Booleans is nothing but basically for logical values where only two possible outcomes are possible. Okay, true and false. Just like conditional statements, either the outcome will be true or the outcome will be false. These are all the variables in this tutorial. I hope you have a small idea about the variables and data types. We will be going to implement it in a very meaningful way through programs, and we will be discussing each one of them while doing the programs only, and it will be cleared over there. In this tutorial, I am sure that you will get a small idea about the variables and data types. So if you like the video, please like and subscribe to our channel, and see you in the next video. For variables and data type notes, go to the description below. I have pasted the PDF over there. Thank you.